I don't need validation to continue to say what I'm saying, but every now and then it's good to see, the mainstream media or podcasters or whatever the hell they're called saying things that I've been saying for a while. And, when you're dealing with someone from Mega and they have no explanation and their justification is bizarre, idiotic, stupid, they'll say, you have Trump derangement syndrome. And there's no such thing. But I would say that they had deranged Trump syndrome, meaning Trump is deranged and they can't recognize it. So I'm just watching, getting caught up in different newscasts and podcasts, and people are finally saying, perhaps Trump is deranged. Do you think? Oh my God. Like, what bar do you have to put a classification of someone being deranged? Trump is it. You look it up in the dictionary, Trump's picture's there. But anyway, it's good to hear them finally saying that. 3:30 this morning, I was having a bit of a discussion with my nephew Wayne back in Pictou, Nova Scotia. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? And basically, he's angry at the world. No, he is angry that a lot of focus is on the war instead of Epstein because the war is a diversion. I agree with him 100%. But as I said to him, the Epstein files are there. They've been there for decades. They're coming out slowly. I think some of the stuff is being hidden, of course, but they're coming out slowly. But to sit back and ignore the war is wrong. To ignore the war will cause tens of thousands of deaths, thousands of deaths, hundreds of thousands of deaths if everyone were to ignore the war and just focus on Epstein. The Epstein has to go on the back burner. This war has to stop. This illegal war has to stop. And so focus has to be switched on that. If the world were silent, if all the NATO people said, yeah, we're going to support Donald Trump because he ordered us to do it, we're in a bad place. But because of the reporting that's happening, because people are against the war, that's going to save lives. Thousands of lives, tens of thousands. Already there's millions of people displaced. So yes, the Epstein file does have to take on the back burner. But as I've said, if there were thousands of women that were abused, they have to speak out again. As my nephew said, they've already given their evidence, their statements. Yeah, 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago, give it again. Even if the statute of limitations, get out there. They need some brave legal firms to take on their case, not just someone from the Oscars saying, I'm going to put $25 million into bringing this to the light. They need law firms to support them. Okay, so that's the first thing. Again, man, I love seeing. I think the only thing that I can be happy about with this conflict is leaders of the world looking at Trump going, what do you mean join you? What do you mean you're telling us to join you? No, this is your war. This is something you started. This is not NATO Article 5 coming to the defense of someone. This is a non-just war by war criminals. And you're not getting our help. Well done. Well done. The other thing I want to talk about is Netanyahu. Look, he's dead or in a coma. There's no way the leader of a country goes missing like that. No way at all. And is the world a better place? There's always someone that's worse that could take someone's place. I mean, that could happen in Iran. That happened in the United States. Remember when we thought Bush was the village idiot and it couldn't get any worse? Boy, were we wrong. So anyway, this is Just a Minute Politics. My feeds are being, I think, limited now on WeChat. So please join me on Just a Minute Politics on YouTube. Also on TikTok. I just started posting stuff. And one of the first things I posted, I got a warning that I would be removed. I have no idea why. I don't know how these things work. Take care, everyone. Epstein's still around. The ghosts of Epstein are still around. And if you watch some of the videos, Epstein's still around. Okay, take care. Pray for quick end to this fiasco started by Trump.